The first quarter was a good quarter for us. We showed an EBITDA profit. Typically first quarters for us would be loss-making as there is no value-creating activity happening in our fields as they all covered in snow. But as we sold a significant part of our last year's inventory at a profit compared to the price that it was marked up in our balance sheet at the end of last year, this allowed us to show an EBITDA positive result. In addition to that, we carried out 2 new acquisitions. We completed a large dairy farm acquisition in Estonia, and we signed up and we're targeting to close in the third quarter this year a new cereals production farm acquisition in Rostov in Russia. And also to mention, we in a shareholders meeting that we held in April this year approved also a dividend policy for the company. The first dividend for last year was already paid out in May this year, and our dividend policy going forward will be to pay out 30% of the company's net profit each year as a dividend payment to the shareholders. The Estonian dairy farm was a very attractive asset that we acquired. It is the best land areas in Estonia. And the farm that we acquired operates in total 4,000 hectares, approximately half of which is in ownership. They also have the largest single dairy herd in Estonia, 1,700 milking cows, and the same number of young stock. However, the farm is currently in a condition where significant further investments need to be done. All the facilities that they're operating in are from the Soviet period, about 30-40 years old. So it's a very similar picture to where we started from in other Estonian farms when we acquired them in 2006. There needs to be a substantial investment program that we're currently putting in place, and in order to finance this investment program, we are currently talking to outside investors to attract outside investors into our dairy milk production subsidiary, and this would be taking us one step closer to our ultimate goal of eventually spinning off or separately listing our dairy milk production operations. The people in power are still the same in Russia and Ukraine, so for us on the ground there hasn't been really a lot of changes, despite the fact that, again, Russia and Ukraine both have been making a lot of headlines in terms of their politics. So it's business as usual for us so far. Over this month we will be completing the spring seedings, and we're also doing a final revision whether we need to reseed any of the autumn seedings that we did last year. Wheat is currently in very good condition. Some of the rapeseed fields are currently being analyzed, and would depending on the sort of final view, they take a decision whether we will reseed some of the rapeseed fields or whether we just simply do additional seeding on top of the current fields to add spring rape into the composition. For the summer outlook so far, the spring has been late, so it's not the usual start of the year in terms of sort of averages for the last 20 years. However, seeding is now going on well. We've got some rains despite the initial short period of dry weather. This allows us to complete hopefully all seedings, and then I guess we have to just keep our fingers crossed that we would get supporting rains in June, and we will already start then to collect the harvest for the first crops in rapeseed in July. Then the second part of July we start with winter wheat, which is going to be harvested, and then September, October is when we're going to finish the harvest of sunflower, soybeans and corn.